Hello and welcome to this My Theme Shop video tutorial. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to set up and install the eCommerce theme from My Theme Shop. eCommerce is a beautiful, modern and professional grade WordPress theme that is perfect for e-commerce sites. And the first thing to do is to head over to the My Theme Shop member area, mythemeshop.com/go/member. And there you want to download the theme files, the documentation and the demo data. In order to speed up the process of the video, I've already done that, and so I'm going to head straight over to my WordPress dashboard. The first thing to do is to install the WooCommerce plugin, which is going to power the e-commerce part of the site. And we can do that just by going to plugins and then hovering over that and clicking add new. Here you just want to do a search for WooCommerce. In that search box there, press return, and now you just need to click the WooCommerce plugin by WooThemes and just click install now. WordPress is then going to download that for you, and all you need to do now is click activate. That's going to get WooCommerce set up on your site, and now we can install the theme. You do that by going to appearance and then themes. Now you want to click add new and then upload theme. And now you just need to upload the theme that you have just downloaded from the member area. So just click choose file and then select that theme from your computer and then press install now. What's going to happen now is that WordPress is going to upload that for you. So that's uploaded now, and I just need to click activate. And we're going to see now that we've got the eCommerce theme activated on our site. Next thing we're going to do is install the dummy content, which is shown on the demo of the site on mythemeshop.com. We can do that just by going to tools and then import. You then want to select WordPress, and you just want to click choose file and then go into the dummy data folder here. You'll need to have unzipped it, and then you just need to select blog dummy data.xml and then click open and then upload that file and import that content. And so we just want to map that onto a user, and you'll want to download and import file attachments. Just click that box. And we're going to see that's already done, and now if we just click on import again and then WordPress again, then choose file, and we can also import the WooCommerce dummy data, and that's going to get this displaying how we want it, which is how it's shown in the demo on mythemeshop.com. So again, you just want to import onto an author and tick download and import file attachments, and we can see that that has been successful as well. So now we just want to head over to the theme options panel, and to get there we just need to go to appearance and then click theme options. This is the real nerve center in the theme, and in a minute in this video I'm going to be walking you through all of these options here. But for now we're just going to scroll down a little bit and get to import and export. And here we can import any of the preset demo layouts that you'll have seen on mythemeshop.com just by clicking import on this. So I'm going to go for the default, and to import all of the settings to get this set up I just need to click import and then OK. Now there's one final import thing to do, which is set up the widgets, and to do that I need the widget import and export plugin installed. So in order to do that I want to head to plugins and then once again go to add new, and here I just want to search for widget import export and press return on that, and then here we can see the widget import and exporter plugin, and you just need to click install and then activate. Now that we can go to tools and then click on widget importer and exporter, and if we click choose file, then in the dummy content folder we're going to see that we've got 5 of these corresponding to the 5 layouts. As I've got the first layout, the default one, then I just need to select this file, which is the .wie file, which will be the widgets for us. So I'm just going to click open and then import widgets. And we can see that that has been successful. So now if we have a look at our site, then you can see we've got the site looking exactly how it does on mythemeshop.com. We can now get on with the real interesting stuff, which is getting this set up with your own content and showing you how to customize all of this. So if we just head back to the WordPress dashboard again, we're going to want to hover over appearance and then click theme options once again. As I mentioned before, this is the real mission control center of your My Theme Shop theme, and it's here that we're going to make everything happen with the theme. So on this first general settings page, you've got options for your logo, the favicon, a touch icon which will be displayed on iOS 2 Plus and Android 2.1 Plus devices, a Metro icon for Internet Explorer 10, and all of these are images which you can upload just by clicking Browse and then dragging and dropping the image you want to display, and then once that's uploaded just click Insert and that's going to upload it for you. So I've got my logo and favicon already added here, but you can of course just click Remove in order to add your own here. So you would just click Browse and then drag and drop your favicon there. Really easy to change those. You can also add your Twitter username here, which in my case is just my theme shop, and you can just add that in, just type that in, and the theme is going to do the rest of that for you, as well as your FeedBurner URL. You can also add some code to your header, which might be things such as Google Webmaster Tools, Bing Webmaster Center, Alexa verification, that kind of thing. That's going to go before the closing head tag. And you also have the same option but for the footer. So this would be code such as Google Analytics, Clicky, Stack Counter, those kinds of things. And you've got these two boxes to insert those in without having to edit your theme anywhere else. You can also change the copyright text here just by using this text field, as well as turn on or off the responsiveness of the theme. So if you don't want to have a responsive theme, you can just click off here in order to turn that off. You can also enable or disable prefetching, so this will load other pages of the site whilst your visitor is on a single page of the site. You can turn that on or off here. Once you've made any of those changes, then you just need to click Save Changes, and then that theme is going to save those changes for you, and you're going to see those options that you've selected immediately updated on the site. So if you just visit the site now, then you would see that all of the changes you have selected have been made. The next option down is styling options, and here you can control the visual appearance of your theme. So that's things like colors, layouts and patterns. You'll see the first three options are to do with the primary, secondary and tertiary colors. You can just use this color picker here in order to select the color that you want to match your branding. So you can just use this tool here to select the color that you would like, and you can do that with your secondary color. If you wish to revert, you can just click default, as well as the tertiary color, and you'll also see you have some presets for popular colors here. I'm just going to leave those on the default. You can also choose the default position of the sidebar, either have that on the left or on the right. This can be overwritten for individual posts in the post editor though, so you've got extra flexibility here. You can enable or disable the before footer area. So what this is this area here which shows just above your footer. And you can see that we've got a grid here. Currently this has 3 items on the grid, and you can expand that just by clicking that plus sign. And then you can edit the title, the icon here, and you've got hundreds and hundreds of icons to choose from there, as well as a description and a link if you would like one. You can also press delete if you want to get rid of any of those, as well as drag and drop in order to move those around. So say I wanted to have free delivery displaying first, and change the icon to perhaps a money sign, then I could do that there and just click Save Changes. Now if I refresh my site, then we're going to see that that change has been reflected on the site, and we've got at the bottom on the above footer area those 3 grids, and I can add extra grid items there just by clicking New Grid Item there. So you can play around with that to get it displaying exactly how you want it. Below that you've also got the top footer area, so if we have a look at our site we're going to see that's what this section is. So it has the payment methods we're accepting, as well as some social media links. And you can see here we have listed all of those images for the accepted payment methods. And again, you can expand these boxes. So you just need to click on the text for the payment method you're adding. And this has all of the popular payment methods such as MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, etc. here. You can also though add your own images if you're using an uncommon payment method, and you can do that just by clicking Browse and dragging and dropping the image there. As before, you can drag and drop these in order to move them around, as well as click Add Payment Method Image in order to add an extra icon in there. You've also got footer social icons, so these are displaying to the right hand side of those payment methods. And you've got the same style of drag and drop in order to add the icons in here. So So we see we have Twitter, we can have a link, a title, and then the icon color as well. These are all very easy to use, and you can just set these up with your social media presences, as well as add any extra ones here. And you're going to see that you have a lot of social media icons available to you, so you've got every base covered there. You can also choose whether to have on or off the footer widgets. This is the widget area in the footer, and you can also choose whether to have 3 widgets, 4 widgets, or 5 widgets. And so you can select these icons here or turn them off. And then in the widget area, so under appearance and then widgets, which we'll come to later on, you can then choose the content that goes in those widget areas. You've also got the option to set a background color here using this color picker, as well as choose a background image, pattern, or gradient. So with the pattern, you can just choose any one of these preset ones. You just need to choose the one you like, click save, and that's going to be changed on the site immediately. You can upload a background image, or you can choose a gradient, and you can choose 2 colors that you'd like to fade between here using these color pickers. I'm going to leave mine on pattern with no background there, just to leave that with the white background. You can change your footer background color as well. So if we have a look at our footer, we're going to see that that's got a separate color there. You can choose what this color is using this color picker here, as well as you've got the same options. You can have a pattern, you can upload your own image, or you can have a gradient. Finally, you can add your own custom CSS, which you can add in order to make specific changes. This will override the default CSS of your theme. And you can choose whether to have on or off a lightbox, which is a stylized pop-up which allows visitors to view images on your site in a larger full screen way without leaving the site. And as always, you want to click Save Changes once you've made all of those changes that you want to make, and that's going to be immediately changed on the site, immediately reflected on the site. Next option to have a look at is the header, and here you can control the elements of the header section. You're going to see that you've got a number of header styles to choose from, and you can choose between these just by clicking on them and then pressing save. So if I want to have this example with the highlighted top bar, I just need to choose that, press save. If I now go to my site, hit refresh, and if we scroll back up to the top, we're going to see we've got this header style that I've just selected. And you can have that for any of those. You just need to select and then press save. You've got a couple of other options here. You can choose whether to have a floating navigation menu on or off. So this will choose whether the navigation menu comes down with the site. You have the primary menu on or off, as well as the secondary menu, and choose whether to show or hide a logo completely. You can also independently set the header background color using this color picker, and as with the background and the footer background, you can change background image, pattern, or gradient just by selecting the ones you want and pressing save. Next we have the homepage, and from here you can control all of the elements that display on the homepage. And so you can see we've got a couple of options on display here. First of which is the homepage slider, which is the main featured slider on the homepage. You can turn that on or off by using these buttons here, and you can also set the slides if you've got that on. So we're going to see by default we have these 2 saying style up. And so you can choose the content of the slide, the title, the subtitle, the heading, the subheading, as well as the button text, an image, and a link. And you can just press OK. You can also add a new slide as well as drag and drop these. So I'm just going to edit this slide in order to show you what that looks like. So we'll go for women's style, and I'm just going to change some of these texts. So we can see here we can add in a subtitle as well as the heading, subheading. So if we just have a look at our site, we're going to see that's what these sections are here, and this is how we can change this text. You can add your own image here just by pressing browse and then dragging and dropping an image. So I've got this one I had earlier. I want to have these quite wide and so that they display full width on even the largest screens, and you can see here the dimensions of this one I'm uploading here is 1920 by 700. You just need to click insert into post in order to upload that, and you can just press OK. If we now save those changes and then refresh on our site, we're going to see what that looks like. So you see we have the slider loading, we have the first style with the men's style, And then the second one, you can see we've got these titles we've just added, as well as that image we've just added. And that's how you add those huge, great featured areas to your site. And you can, of course, just drag and drop these in order to move them around, or press add slide in order to add a new one there. I'm just going to get rid of that so we don't have a spare one. You're going to have some options for your home page. So you can see here we have two columns, one for enabled and one for disabled. We can move items between the two just by dragging and dropping. And you can also expand those in order to assess the content. So for example, this welcome area has this text here, and if we look on our site, we'll see that's what this area is here. We can drag and drop in order to move these around. So if we've disabled the banners, but if we have the welcome area move down one, just save that and refresh on our site. Then we're going to see what that looks like, and we've got this thin banner and then the welcome icon. So you can just see what these have on them. Thin banner, for example, you can just expand that, set the text you want, and then click save. The product categories slider is going to display a slider of the categories you've got, and this is grabbing content from the product section of your site. So this is how you add products into your site, and you'll see on the left hand area you've got an area for products. If we just click on categories here, then we're going to see that we have all of these categories here, and we can upload an image. So if I just edit the albums category, for example, and add an image in, I'm just going to choose from my library any of these images, and then just click update. Then if we refresh our homepage, we're going to see that this albums category now has this image that we've just selected once that loads in there. And you might want to select that so that it is a more appropriate height. But that just shows you how you use it. So this is our categories slider, and it's grabbing content from the categories in the products area. So if we just click on products, you're going to see that these are the products that I've got in the demo content. But this is how you would add in products to your site. You just need to click add products, fill in the details for all the products that you'd have on sale on your site. Just going to head back to the theme options though, and then again click on homepage, and we can carry on looking through these. Also have the lookbook, which is a way of showing off various styles. And you can see here we can add in images here. Recommended size is 148 by 284, and you just need to click on browse in order to add your images in there. You can also add a title, and as always just drag and drop to move those around, and you've got add image at the bottom. Product tabs is going to show some of our products for us, and you can see you can choose between this hover over effect. Then we've also got offers, which is going to show some offers on our homepage, as well as brands. And here you can select to shop by brand, and you've got the same image settings here. So you can just add a title, add your image at the recommended size, which is 170 by 100, and also a link, and just click OK. You can also add in extra images there. You've also got latest post, which is going to show you the latest posts from your blog. Two we have disabled are banners, which we had up top. It's going to display our banners for us, and also products grid, which is just going to show a grid of products, and you can see you can add the settings, choose the total number of products and the number of images to show as well. So you can just have a play around and drag and drop these in order to move them around as well. And you can enable or disable groups. So for example, if I wanted to have the banners at the top here, but disable the thin banner, then I would do so like that. Once you're done, just click Save Changes in order to save those, and that's going to be immediately reflected on the site. Next to look at is WooCommerce, and here we have a number of options to control the WooCommerce shop. You'll note we've already enabled the WooCommerce plugin, because that was one of the first things we did here. So we've got the number of products on the shop page, and that's just a number you can change here. Shop page is what one of these looks like. So here we have the shop page for clothing, for example, and you can see here we have 9 products, and if you hover over it, you've got that shop detail saying quick look, as well as view details and add to cart. If you want to change that to something else such as featured, or have the buttons in the center, or slide the buttons in from the bottom, so I'll just save that and show you what this looks like by clicking save and then refresh here on my live site. And we're going to see, so here we've got those icons slide in from the bottom, for example. And you can just have a play around with those in order to get them showing how you want. You can enable or disable the related products carousel on the single product view. You can see we've got this related products carousel here, and you can choose whether to have that on or off, as well as the number of related products and the hover effect on that. We've also got a featured products carousel, which is similar, just with featured products, and you can enable or disable this, and you've got those same options there. You can also select the locations where the featured products carousel appears. So you've got below single product, below the cart page, below the checkout page, and below the order complete page. You can just tick or untick those in order to get that to the display, as well as those same options for the hover effect. You can choose whether to mark new products as new or not, and you can turn that on or off, and set the number of days that a product is considered new just by changing this day counter here. You can enable or disable the wish list feature. If you have this enabled, you're going to see you need a page with wish list as the title, and the wish list page template is required. In order to do that, you just need to go to Pages and then click Add New on your site. And you just need to add a page with the title Wish List. And then on the right hand side, you want to select under Page Attributes the page template as a wish list page. Just click Publish, and then that's all done, and you've got that set up as required. And you can also choose whether to have product, category and widgets for all of them, or on a per category basis, and you can just tick these here, and these will show up in the widget areas later on, and you can just tick these to select the ones you want. As always, click Save Changes once you're done with those, and that set up the WooCommerce options. Next up then is the blog page, and if we click on the blog page tab, then here we can select the elements of the blog page. In order to set this up, you're going to want to again go to Pages and then Add New, and then just add the page with the title of blog, and then select the page template on the right hand side as blog and click Publish. If we just view this page, then we're going to see that this now blog page template applied, and this is what the theme options here is going to control. You'll see first we have a pagination type. You can either have this as next, previous, 1, 2, 3, 4, or have an AX load more, or an AX also infinite scroll. So when a user gets to the bottom of the page and needs to load more posts, you can select how this is done. I'm going to leave this on numbered. You can also enable or disable search results displaying instantly below the search form. So if we have this on, I'll show you what this looks like. And you're going to see on the search bar, if I just search for this post on the left hand side here, we're going to see that if I search for Brazil, I've got those search results displaying immediately. I can then click to show all of those results. So that's what AX Quick Search does. You can also choose whether to have excerpts or full posts displaying on your homepage and other archive pages, as well as the post meta info that you want to display. So you can just drag and drop these in order to enable or disable icons such as the author name, dates, categories and comment count. So if I want to disable the date, for example, I've just dragged that in there. You can also disable or enable something called lazy load, which is going to speed up the loading of your site by not loading images that are not on a user's screen until that they have scrolled down far enough for them to need to load. So you can have that on or off. And you can also choose, if you have that on, whether that's for featured images and post content images. And just click Save once you're done with those, as always. Next thing we're going to look at is single posts, and from here you can control the appearance and functionality of your single post page. You can choose which content to have enabled, so you have the post content, the author box, and then you can have tags as well. And you can just use these drag and drop fields in order to have those enabled or disabled. So if I just save those changes and load up a blog post, then we're going to see I've got the tags loading at the top of the screen, so that's what these do here. You can have related posts on or off, and choose whether to have related posts sorted by tags or by category, as well as the number of related posts. You also have the meta info, so this is things such as your author name, date, categories and comment count, and you can enable or disable these just by selecting and dragging and dropping there. Now breadcrumbs on or off. Breadcrumbs are a way of showing your site's hierarchy for the content, and also is a little bit more search engine friendly. You can choose whether to highlight author comments by making them a different colour in the comments, and choose whether to have dates in comments on or off. As always, just click Save Changes once you're done with all of those. Next up is social buttons, and here you can enable or disable the sharing buttons that appear on single posts. So you can have these above or below content or by floating next to them. And you can also choose the social media buttons that are going to display. So you've got Facebook Share, Like, Twitter, Google+, and Pinterest by default. You also got LinkedIn and Stumble Upon. So I might drag out Facebook Like, but add in LinkedIn, get rid of Google+, and also disable Facebook Share perhaps, just to show you what this looks like. So if I now refresh a single post having saved that, then we're going to see that I've got these social media sharing buttons on the side of my post, and if I scroll, then those icons are going to scroll with the post as well. So that's what the social buttons does. I've also got the contact page. Here you can customize the contact page on your site. And again, you want to go to Pages and then press Add New. And add in a page with the title Contact, and then select the page template contact page on the right hand side and just click Publish, and that's going to create the contact page. So if we just view that page, we're going to see here, this is what that looks like. So we've got the map in the middle. To change the map coordinates, you just need to drop in longitude and latitude coordinates here for a full address, and that's going to display using a Google map. You've also got the contact form title, the description, and then the emails from the contact form are going to be sent to. If you leave that blank, then the admin address for your WordPress installation is going to be used. You've also got the frequently asked questions. You can have a title, description, and also the questions themselves here. So you can expand these, add the title, the question, and the answer. The title isn't something that's shown on the contact page. So you've just got the question and the answer on this FAQ section here. You can also drag and drop as usual, and also you've got an option to add in extra and delete the ones you're not using. So if I just save those changes, then that's how you set up the contact page, and if we refresh on our site, then we would see any changes that we've made reflected immediately live on the site. And this is the FAQ section and then the contact form there, as well as the map in the middle. Next option is ad management. Here we've got a number of really easy options to manage advertisements on your site. So you've got options here for below your post title and below your post content to paste in AdSense, buy-sell ads, or other ad code that you want to display on your posts. So to display below the post title, you would paste in there, and below post content, you would paste in your ad code there. You can also choose to hide the ad for a certain number of days after your post is published, so it doesn't show for immediate users, but would show for search engine users, for example. So you can just set a number of days here, such as 5 or 10, or you can leave that to 0 to disable that feature. Next up is sidebars, and here you have full control over your sidebars. You can manage sidebars and select one for each section of your site, or you can select a custom sidebar on a per post basis in the post editor. In order to add a custom sidebar, then you want to click Add Sidebar, add a name, for example, homepage sidebar, or we might use single post sidebar. You can also just need an ID, so we have sidebar single, then press OK. And you need to save those changes now. And then that's just going to pop that into the database. And once that's saved, then if we now go to single post and click on this drop down, we can choose between the default no sidebar and the single post sidebar we just created. What this is going to do is create an extra bunch of widget areas that we can use in the widget section later on in order to have custom widgets displaying only on single post. And you see you've got other options for archives, category archives, and so on here. And you can have as many custom sidebars as you like, or you can have, and you can also select these on a per post basis when you're publishing your posts. You'll want to click Save Changes once you're done with those. For the navigation, then we're going to use the WordPress menu editor. So if you just click on this link here, it's going to take us to the built-in WordPress menu editor, and here you can choose all of your menus. And if you click on Manage Locations, you can choose what is displaying where. So I'm going to have my primary menu showing here, my secondary menu here. Save those changes, and then if I just click on Edit Menus, I can edit the primary menu. So that's this one here. Just select that, and I can add in these details here. I can move these around by drag and drop, for example, in order to make subheadings, or I can add extra content by just ticking products, which is this product here. And I've got that now added to my menu. And you can see we've got all of these options here in order to get the menus looking exactly how you want. And you'll want to save those changes once you're done with those. So now if I take a look at my site, then we're going to see that I've got those primary and secondary menus added up the top on my site, and they're displaying exactly how I wanted, with those sub-menus showing up as drop-downs. If we head back to the theme options, then we're going to see that the next options are typography and translate. There are separate videos showing you how to use these on the My Theme Shop website, so just head over to the support area to view those and find out how to use the typography, which is just controlling the fonts on your site, and also the translation options, which is a way of just translating all of the text on the theme. Finally, we have the import and export that we showed you earlier. These are the preset options, but you've also got an export button, and you can just copy and paste this code in order to export, as well as create a child theme just by typing in your name and pressing create child theme. You'll obviously want to save those changes once you're done. The final thing then to show you is the widgets, and this is the last thing you need to know when setting up this theme. You're going to see on the left hand side here you've got all of your available widgets, including these My Theme Shop specific widgets. And on the right hand side you've got all of these widget areas, a lot of these which you can set up in the theme options. So where you've chosen the number of widget areas, for example, or the number of columns, then this is going to correspond here. And using these widgets is very simple. You just need to expand the widget area you want to control. So you're going to see we've got the sidebar, the footer areas, the single post sidebar, which is the one that we added earlier, the custom sidebar we added. We've got a shop page sidebar, and so on and so forth. And you've also got those specific areas such as the homepage banners, the homepage lookbook, and the homepage offers, which are areas that we added earlier to the homepage on the theme options panel. If we just take a look at the sidebar though, we're going to see that we've got widgets already added, which are the ones we imported earlier, but you can also just drag and drop any of these widgets. So for example, recent posts, just drag and drop that onto the widget area where you want it to display, add the title, fill in the details, and then that's going to save for you. You can also delete, and that's the save button there. And you can also drag and drop these or move between widget areas. So for example, if I wanted to move the search from the regular sidebar to the single product sidebar, then I would just drag and drop in order to do that. And that will save automatically for me. And using all of these widgets is very simple. You see, you also got some WooCommerce specific widgets, such as the product price filter or product search. And this will allow users really to get the most out of your site. And you just need to have a play around with these. So for example, the shop page advertisements, you can see we've got the My Theme Shop ad widget in here. And if we expand that, we're going to see that we've got this image, select the width, and whether it's the first ad in a row, you've got link, text, and so on and so forth. And so we've got a separate ad here. It's only 1/3. And you can just play around in order to get these displaying exactly how you want, in order to get your site showing exactly how you want it. And once we've covered widgets, then that's the final thing to look at. As you've hopefully seen, eCommerce is an extremely powerful theme, one with great potential for your site. Hopefully this video has been helpful. If you have any queries at all, then please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. Best of luck with your eCommerce site, and thank you very much for watching.